Today we're going to draw a cartoon face, but first of all I need some reference. Who would make a good cartoon face?
What about this, Tara?
Well, that's perfect. What I like about cartoon faces is that absolutely anyone can draw them. You can do it from the simplest little round circle with dots for eyes to a much more complex picture.
So I can see you're starting with your mechanical pencil here.
Yeah, and I'm just doing the circle one that I mentioned before, and I like this because I think anybody can do this. So just draw a circle, 2 ovals for eyes, just do some really simple squiggles for hair, and you could do a whole comic book just with a little face like that with speech bubbles, and that would be enough to tell a little story. And if you think of things like Purple Ronnie, do you remember the cards Purple Ronnie?
Oh, yeah.
They were so simple, weren't they, but so popular. So you don't have to go into any great detail.
And what about this one? This one looks a bit more detailed than the last one.
Yeah, this one I've tried to get a semi-realistic shape for the face. So if you follow more the shape of the face, but then exaggerate features. So you can see here I've exaggerated the eyes and made them a lot bigger, made eyelashes that are absolutely huge, and made your eyebrow hang over your face. You don't worry about things like that. And obviously you're always sending me your pictures of your Elvis eyebrows. And you just... so basically exaggerate the features, but you're trying to make a cartoon, but that's a little bit more realistic here.
I love how young you've made me look in there. In your cartoon. I want to come back as a cartoon in my next life.
But what I like about this is you can take a photo, and I think people always assume because you're drawing a cartoon that you don't need reference, but I think you do, unless you really know what you're doing. So take a photograph, use that as your starting point. Obviously, I can see then the tilt of your eyes, I can see the shape of your face, but then I just exaggerate elements of it.
Because the first one was very, very cartoony. The second one, I can see a sort of resemblance, not literally, but you can see that you are inspired by the shape of my face and the, like you said, the positioning.
And I don't think you're necessarily trying to make it look like that person. It's just so much easier if you've got something in front of you to use as a starting point.
Yeah, I might use that as my profile picture. What do you think?
Yeah, it depends. It's actually copyright, so.
Oh dear. Oops. So recently I've been experimenting with drawing some cartoon-like characters in my sketchbook, and as a realism painter it wasn't really that easy to adapt, but I think with practice I'm kind of getting the hang of it now. Let me show you some examples. So this is Floss. Floss is a tooth fairy Tara and I created, and it's quite difficult to have an image in your head and then put it down on paper from your imagination. So that was quite tricky, but I had a definite idea of what Floss was going to look like. So eventually I got it, really, I think. But of course, Floss can't just have the same expression in every single illustration. So I had to kind of play around with profiles as well. There was a very naughty hobgoblin, so I had to come up with a character for him. We had a dragon dentist, and I really loved drawing his eyebrows. Really, really great to really exaggerate those kind of things. And then we had the godmother, and again, it's trying to get that information from your brain onto paper. It's really quite tricky. What I did find, though, was when it came to actually making the illustrations for the book itself, I had to really, really simplify these sketches in the end. So although I came up with these characters, the final versions are far more sketchy and sort of scribbly. And I think that works for a children's book. Why not check out our previous videos, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss your Art Kick Sunday. Meanwhile, you can check out our podcast and find the creative challenges we have coming up at www.kickinthecreatives.com. Back soon.